Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be going over the process of setting up and configuring VS Code. We're doing this video on Windows, and there'll be another video for macOS. There's not much differences, but just want to cover both options. Alright, so the first thing to do is if you don't already have VS Code installed on your system, go to code.visualstudio.com and download for your computer. I already have it installed, but this is the link right here, and it's a pretty basic installation. Once you have it installed, open up VS Code and you'll pretty much get the welcome page over here. So now by default, you will most likely have either command prompt or PowerShell as your default editor in terms of the terminal itself. I have mine configured to Bash because I want to have the exact same type of environment as if I'm on Linux or macOS. So now if you don't have Bash as your default terminal emulator, what you could do is click on Control-Shift-P, select, it's going to be this one right here, the terminal select default profile, and then you'll choose which option you want to have. So for me, I have it set to Git, which is going to be using the bash.exe file. So make sure that's done on your side as well. Also, just in case, I should have covered it in a previous video where I covered Git, but you should check your path environment. Again, hit the Windows key, type out path, environment variables, and you could check to see if Git is part of your environment. First, check your user path and then check your system path. As you can see, when I installed Git previously, it put it into my system path right there. And that's fine. You can leave it right there. All right, so the beauty of using Bash as your terminal emulator is you can run all the Bash commands that you would typically run if you're on Linux or macOS. Now, you could have set it up that your command prompt also uses git bash as well, but I like separating them. So right here, I'm in terminal. I could run the same command I did when I was using git bash. I run it here. I can see the version of PHP. I can see where my INI file is. And then what you could do is if you hover over, you see you get the prompt, open file in editor, click Alt and click, and it opens it right there. So it's a much better interface than the standard default editor that you get with Windows. And now what about some extensions? Well, the extensions that I use primarily are going to be the editor config for VS Code. What this does is that it ensures that any formatting rules that you have will be applied in the editor itself. So this is a good extension to get. Editor config for VS Code. Later on in this video tutorial, in the video series, we'll be using Xdebug, and this is a very powerful debugger for PHP. So I installed this as well. And then I have PHP IntelliFence. This has a whole host of features that are very beneficial. Then I use the prettier code formatter and then XML tools. Reason I do this is for formatting of some of the files. All right, so what about settings? You can hit Control and comma. It'll open up your settings over here. What I like is I like to do everything in the JSON file. Let me close the terminal, close the sidebar. And these are some of the settings I have right here. So I have them organized. I have the editor word wrap set to on, the font size set to 18, bracket pair colorizer, multi-cursor modifier, insert spaces is set to false, format on paste is set to false, format on save is set to false. You can change that if you want. It's probably good to put this to true. Then I have the minimap enabled, but I also have it set to auto hide. So you see the minimap is right here. It allows you easy navigation. It hides itself when you hover off it. Then for the files, I have these settings right here. I set telemetry to off. This is where we have the profiles. Git bash is being used. You can change your font size for the terminal. And these are for the formatters. Now, VS Code is by far the most popular code editor for development, not only in PHP, but also in JavaScript and Python and a bunch of different programming languages. Definitely take some time. Learn about the keyboard shortcuts, learn about how to really customize it to improve your workflow. And if you want to support the project, you can visit PixemWeb.com and consider purchasing DevWP. This enables me to continue making these videos. And my goal is to make sure that I provide you all the tips and tricks that you need to be a productive, efficient WordPress developer. I've been doing this for over a decade. I've learned a lot along the way. And at the end of the day, time is money. So the faster you can get set up, the faster you can go out there and create projects for other people. If you want to check out some of the other videos, I have this super long video over here. It's almost 5.5 hours long. It gives you a step-by-step tutorial. I uploaded this last year. And now I'm creating smaller tutorials on each section. But you can see I've been doing this for some time. All right, so to recap, these are the settings that I have. Copy them, type them out. And primarily, I think using Bash is a great option. And then these are some of the basic extensions you could use. And as we progress in this video series, I'll show you how and where you would use these different extensions. All right, so again, if you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Consider supporting the project, and I'll catch you in the next video. Happy coding.